The Three Sides to a Story is a pop culture podcast provided as a public service, but is neither a legal interpretation nor a statement of policy. Reference to any specific product or entity does not constitute an endorsement or recommendation by Three Sides to a Story or the hosts. The views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance on the podcast does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. Views and opinions expressed on Three Sides to a Story are those of the hosts and do not necessarily reflect the view of any entities they represent or any of its officials. If you have any questions about this disclaimer, please contact 502-696-5300 and ask Daniel Cameron why he didn't arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor.
Yo, you are now rocking with Three Sides to the Story, the pop culture podcast for the people. They say there's three sides to a story, one side, the other side of what it really is. Each episode will tackle topics from three perspectives, try to get to the truth. It's your boy Tony B with the homies Rex, Cruz, and Aubrey. Follow us on Instagram at Three Sides to a Story, on Twitter at Three Sides Pod, on Facebook at Three Sides Podcast. Subscribe, tune in, and turn us up on all your podcast platforms.
You're not rocking with the best.
Hey,
no.
I'll tell you something. I'll tell you a couple things. I'll tell you a couple things. How about that?
You shouldn't get a vaccination if you that little, because it won't be healthy to your environment.
Get the fuck out. Motherfucker, you're a fat ass Mike. Couldn't need to get that shit, man.
Nigga, I'm
you probably got pre-existing conditions, motherfucker.
You was born with pre-existing conditions.
Motherfucker, you are a pre-existing condition. Get the fuck out of here. Fucking Aubreyism.
All right, what's good? Let's get it popping, Tony B.
Let's get it popping. Yo. Before we jump into everything, quick thoughts on VERZUZ, man. We had, the Ray and Ghost versus over the weekend. I think it went down exactly how we thought it was going to be. It said it was going to be on the last episode, a celebration of the two crew members and the legends in the game. What was your thoughts on it, man?
Shit, Rex, you want to talk or you want me to talk? I'll talk. So yeah, I thought it was dope, man. Like it was interesting sitting back watching them dudes, man. Just you know what was dope? I'm gonna tell you my favorite part of the whole thing was Ghostface Wallabies, yo. Like the fact that cat came out with the Wallabies in Milwaukee, we call them hustlers. Yo, I love that shit. It was real hip hop, uncut, like the era that we come from. So, and what was a little bit disappointing, man, is that not as many folks watched the joint. But it didn't matter because I saw somebody post and said that the people on here is real hip hop heads. You know what I'm saying? And that was more meaningful to me than sitting there watching 2 million people show up. So it was dope, man, watching Ghost and Ray do some real shit from our era. You know what I mean? And they held it down, man, for those 100,000 people. And let's not ever forget, man, 100,000 people is a lot of people. Cats get it twisted. You know what I mean?
Let's not forget, last year at this exact time, D Nice just hit 100,000 for the first time, and that broke the record, right? So all right, that was the kind of set the standard, right? So, and again, I think to your point, I'd rather have 100,000 people that are ride or die, like you were talking last week about, you could have 5 million Ray fans that are kind of fickle fans, or you could have 500,000 Ghostface fans that are ride or die, right? And which one would you rather have? So I liked how it was like that, and it was a celebration. I like how they brought out the RZA, Capadonna, Inspector Deck, and ODB, Son, Young Dirty Bastard. So it was definitely had that nostalgia. It was a nostalgia moment for us.
How much does old Dirty Bastard Son look like him? That shit is scary, right?
It's crazy, man.
Hair, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, he looked just like him. It was wild.
Yeah.
Man. What did you think about the joints they rock? Was there anything that y'all thought that they that surprised you that they played, or surprised you that they didn't play?
I mean, I guess I didn't really study the whole thing, and I didn't watch I didn't watch the entire.
All right, so let's get to the real meat of the matter. This nigga Rex, yo.
Nah, yeah, I mean, it was heat. It was heat, but I don't think I
You didn't watch it, bro?
Yeah, I did. But again, I mean, shit, I'm not sitting there. I didn't study the whole thing. I was doing some other things too with it. I was actually by my mom's house for a little bit, but she was tapped in listening with me.
Oh, let's talk about
Okay.
that.
Okay, yeah. Tell us more about that.
How'd that go?
I mean, she was just sitting there, because I had it on the phone, so I didn't have like a big viewing joint or whatever. But we were sitting there at the table or whatever, and she was like, "Oh, what's that?" So I turned the camera around so she could see it. So she was, she didn't necessarily have a favorite or she wasn't rocking with it, but she definitely wasn't like turn it off. So I think it was definitely it was entertaining where she thought it,
She
it was
wasn't.
all right.
She wasn't Team Ray or Team Ghost. She was just
Nah,
Team Wu.
she's Team Rex, but you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I thought it was heat though. Ghost should have pulled his pants up a bit.
You said you thought it was cute?
Heat.
Oh, heat. Yeah.
Yeah, Wu-Tang and Cute don't really come out, for some reason, don't really flow together for me. But I thought it was dope. You know what I mean? I thought it was dope.
All right, so
okay, that's what's up.
I thought that when them cats, man, there was a lot of joints in there, man. Like, should we go? Y'all want to go one by one, or y'all just want to pull out the highlights?
Man, let's go through the highlights.
That's what's up. What you got, Tony B? What was your highlights?
I mean, I think like them bringing. I was obviously expecting to bring out some of the Wu members, but like even like when Ray was talking to Inspector Deck, like those moments I think were dope. Like, right?
I think those were dope, man. I thought that, I was waiting to see what they was gonna do together, and that's what I love about these dudes, man. Like, I cannot express enough. I don't know if y'all hear me hitting the table how ill this was for hip hop. Like, they was battling just like I would battle Rex, I would battle Beto, I will battle Tony B, like all in like good nature.
Yeah,
but that's hip hop,
That's how it should
right?
be.
And that's how it should be, bro. And these cats sat there and they sat man to man, dope as hell, and just went lyric for lyric on that shit. But I tell you what, man, when that goddamn Rainy Days and that Daytona 500 came out in round 12,
man.
good googly moogly, man. What?
That Daytona 500 beat, man.
That Daytona, man, that shit make you want to run through a brick wall, G.
For real. Straight up.
Doom.
What you thought, Beto?
Oh man, that was one of my highlights for sure.
Yeah, man, that Rainy Days give you a certain feeling, but then Ghost come with the Daytona 500. You like, woo, dum 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 dum.
I like how they close it. I like how they close it out too, man. It was like a ride out moment at the end where Ray played Heaven or Hell and Ghostface played All That I Got Is You. Like, I mean, those are also classic, just like vintage Wu joints, right? Like, I mean, it was dope, man. Like, and again, like, go back to the Inspector Deck conversation. Like, he was like how he was telling Inspector Deck, like his verse on Protect Your Neck, like how monumental that verse was to like their movement, that wave starting, that Wu wave starting. Like, and you think back, like that was the first verse on that song, and that was, I think, the first single, right? On 36 Chambers, right? So, man, it was dope, man. That was dope, man. And I like how like they're kind of going in this kind of nostalgia vibe with it. They announced that the next joint is Earth, Wind and Fire versus the Ozzy Brothers on Easter.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back to something for y'all.
What you got, a Whispers remix?
I was gonna say,
I wish I had a Wu-Tang boy, but yeah, no, I'm gonna come back and play something for y'all. I'm gonna let y'all know before I play it though.
Aubrey tried to try to DM Swiss and Tim like, yo, why didn't you have the?
Nah. It was some groundbreaking shit, man. Because I have that whole theory about the Wu-Tang Clan. How I run the agency,
right?
And it's all about how Wu-Tang is always about doing different shit every time. You know what I mean? Like, no song is gonna be the same, bro.
Never.
I may have 2 MCs on it. I may have 1 MC. I may have 6 MCs. Like, they figure it out. So that's how I run my agency. But I'm gonna play some shit for y'all when I find it. We can keep it moving now.
All right. But I think that's gonna be cool with the vibes. And then they also got
wait. So I wonder on the Earth, Wind and Fire and the Izzy's, what are they gonna do with that? obviously in the studio, but if they would have everybody
That's
in.
gonna be weird, right?
That's true.
That's gonna be some weird shit, right?
Yeah.
There.
'Cause I mean, obviously they ain't gonna have like the band and all that. You know, I don't think. Maybe not. Maybe it's on Easter. You never know.
You can't really do that in a room like they just did
That's
it,
what I was
right?
gonna say. You can't. Maybe it's outside, outdoors, or some shit. Some sort.
It's not one-on-one, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's the brothers versus. You know what I'm saying?
it's a group of
The trio.
people. Yeah.
Group, you know.
Like a band. Yeah.
Hey, yo, peep gang. I'm about to. I got a minute. I'm gonna play this shit for. I think it might be like a minute.
This cat said, "Do you got a minute?"
No. I'm gonna play this shit for you so I can hear this shit, yo. I want you to hear this shit right quick. Hold on. All right, hold on.
Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Brother Aubrey, what's good?
Oh yeah.
Smash the Killer from the Wu-Tang Clan. Salute. My entire family, from your colleagues down at the OKRP. Want to big you up, brother. You know what I mean? The big promotion, being the leader and the creative director. You know what I mean? We want to give you your roses while you can smell them, brother. You know? And keep doing what you do, taking things to new heights, breaking through, putting together a team of advertisement agency people to break through like the Wu-Tang Clan.
Forever.
That's dope, brother. That's real dope. We appreciate you listening. We appreciate you doing what you do. And we want to give you your roses while you can smell them, brother. This is Master Killer from the Wu-Tang Clan and your colleagues from the OKRP. Saluting you, brother. Keep doing what you do. Much success to you. Peace and blessings.
Wu-Tang forever.
Man, it's
Yo,
a lot.
man.
Yo, like,
That's so dope, man. Like,
dude, that shit blew my mind when I got that message, bro.
yeah, I just want to talk. I just want to shout out Aubrey's creative expertise with patching that together, man. That's amazing, Aubrey. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, don't get that to me. Yeah, nah, it wasn't about me, man. This was all about like I didn't even know this shit was coming, man. But the owners of the company knew, you know, what my theory was and how I believed in hip hop being like the, you know, the
Part of
the leader of culture and all that shit, right?
Yeah.
And dude, seriously, I woke up on, I don't know if it was New Year's or Christmas morning, and I had this message like from, I don't know what it was, like whatever the site you go to, and you know, cats, you can pay a little money, then they send a message to you or whatever. So I get this message, man. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this? Then I see Master Killer. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? And this cat is like,
That's
yo,
wild.
Aubrey. I'm like, oh man, you kidding me, bro?
Right.
Like, these cats sent me, you know, a message from that cat kept saying the OKRP.
Like that.
But it's all good. I ain't give a fuck. It was Master Killer, man. He can say whatever the fuck he want to say, man.
Right.
Like, that's a god, man. So
Literally.
dude, that shit blew my mind, man. But I think, you know, this past weekend was a win for hip hop, bro. And I know everybody says it's a win for this or a win for that. Nah, this was different, bro. Like, it's rare that you can see our generation on 100,000 people stage doing the illest shit that we do, the shit that we do hip hop. You know what I mean? Like that shit. Don't take that shit for granted, man. Like
Right.
what y'all saw this past weekend is something that you probably won't see for a long time unless goddamn, you know, some other folk bring it to you. But I'm telling you, that was some of the illest shit. Man, them cats showed they ass, bro. Man,
It's
man,
important.
y'all saw
man.
Ghost. Y'all saw Ghost.
Jacket.
The Wallabies, man. You saw them joints.
You ain't realize he switched them joints. He had like 2-3 joints on during the set.
Yo, he
You know
went
what's
crazy,
funny,
man.
Rex? You saw the homie Beans from Hip Hop Wire that posted that pictures on Instagram talking about Ghost. Ghost always has the best fur coats, and the picture he posted was from
The All-Star
our
joint.
party with Kenny Smith last year. Shout out to Kenny Smith. Yeah, I was like,
That's
yep,
funny.
yeah, man. We had, it's crazy. You think back to that. We had Ghostface and D Nice rocking that party last year at this time. Like,
Right.
yeah. But no, man, that was just dope. The outfit changes were going back to what Aubrey said. I mean, that was just some vintage Wu shit, man. Like,
Yeah. No, definitely go switch them joints. I know he had the red joints on at one point. I think he had some like blue or something on earlier.
everything, right? Like, yeah, that was That was dope, man. That was dope.
The
And I
Wallaby
think, like,
gang
you
was
know,
out of
they got that.
control.
Yeah, they're keeping it in that in that Wu Tang kind of vein after uh, after we got the Isaac
Earth, Wind,
Brothers
and
and
Fire.
Earth and Fire, we got Method Man and Redman on 420. So
That's
that's
almost it. That's kind of
kind
this.
of similar,
Yeah.
right?
And we could celebrate them both. But what you feeling?
I don't know. I know who you riding with, Rex.
Meth is the man too, trust me. But you know what I mean. But I just feel like a lot of cats, not a lot of cats. I don't want to say a lot of cats, but cats definitely be snoozing on Redman. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, I think he is definitely slept on. You know, I was reading this and I need to go back and like see if it's true. But people were saying like, you know, like the first album, like he doesn't like really like, even though people are like, you know, say that's like, you know, one of his greatest albums, he doesn't really mess with those early albums because like says he was like, you know, fucked up or whatever, right? I need to read the like full story on it, but I was seeing that and I was like, man, that's crazy, man. Like people, I mean, all his fans look at those as the
the album and all them.
The dark side.
Dark
This
Side.
this is the dark side. I think is what they were talking
right
about
there.
specifically. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I mean, shit, yeah, nah.
Yeah, I'm fucking with Red on that
All the
one,
way.
man. You know, like I felt like Red was one, two. You know, you got to think about who his production partner was early in age, right? And
Hit Squad and them.
his squad.
Eric Sermon and all them cats. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's hard to beat, man. That's hard to even compete with. So
Right.
when you got somebody like that battling for you, and you that raw, and you that like the essence of hip hop, which means that you're like unpolished, right? Like there's a piece of it that is super raw. Redman, in my opinion, man, like kind of represented that.
Mhm.
Like if you had a logo and it was a logo of a cat that was hip hop in our era, it would look like Redman.
Bro, Redman.
No question.
Well, bro, think back to the Def Squad. Remember when they had Def Squad with Eric Sermon and Redman and Keith Murray? Think back to that logo, right? Like,
Right.
it was like a dude that kind of looked like Redman. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it represented that vibe that Redman brought, right? Like, so keep going. I just thought that was interesting.
No, I just thought it was dope, man. I think that like when you think about hello, yo, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that when you think about Redman, man, he is the antithesis. He is what Russell Simmons is to Def Jam. He is what Bad Boy or Puffy is to Bad Boy.
Right.
Like you see, well, actually, not even Puffy. You think more, in my opinion, you think Big because of the baby, right? But then when I think about like hip hop, what it felt like in the 90s, like the jeans we wore, the Timbs we wore, the t-shirts, the hats,
That's Redman.
the grill, the blunts,
the hair.
It's Redman.
that was the hair. That was Redman. Redman is the logo for our era, man. Damn near.
Yep. Facts.
Max.
Facts. Shout
That's
out
a
to
triple
Redman.
fact, bro.
Yeah, shout out to Redman.
Oh man, triple fact to Redman, bro.
90s hip hop personified, right?
Yeah.
You agree with that, Beto?
Yeah, totally agree.
Put on that song real quick.
Yeah.
Time for some action on your joint, real quick. Go ahead. If you can play it.
No, they'll cut it off.
You can't play it for like 6 seconds or 4 seconds or something.
I think you might get 2 or 3, but whoever got it, play it for 2 or 3 right quick.
It's not whack on mine.
Yeah, but ooh, that's what you got to play. You gotta play nothing else.
Yeah, man.
92. Woo!
Time for some.
Yeah,
These cats better stop
what,
playing
the
with us,
album?
man.
Time for some. All right.
That was my joint.
Cats better
Already
stop
know.
playing with us, man. This is the best
Let's
era
get
to ever
ready to-
live,
Era.
man.
Period.
Man,
Hands
you better
down.
stop playing with us,
Let's
G.
get ready to
Ain't up for
rumble.
debate.
Tony B, it is 100% not up to debate, man.
Who would be a rapping ass
these
cat to
cats.
go against like a Redman type cat right now? I
Ooh,
mean,
that's
and
a good
What'd you
question,
say,
bro.
Rex?
who would be a
Damn,
rapping
that's
ass
a good
type of cat
question.
to battle Redman? And I mean from like right now. So I mean not like obviously Method Man.
Damn, that's a hard question, Rex. God
Yeah.
damn,
Man.
that's a
You
great
know-
question, bro.
You know what I think is interesting too? Like when you think about like the greats, Eminem always says Redman, like, you know, all the like when we talk about like, you know, we've talked about this on here before. Eminem, like where Eminem is like in the GOAT conversation, Eminem puts Redman
Yeah,
at the top of the GOAT
makes sense.
list, right?
I mean,
Damn, Rex, I cannot answer that question, bro.
ain't nobody
You
really,
got me fucking stumped, bro. Like, who is the Redman of right now?
ain't really no
Damn,
cat.
Beto, come on.
Is
Damn,
it like
I don't know.
You know who I thought it was gonna be initially? I thought, like, I don't know if it is, but I thought it was gonna be like somebody like a Schoolboy Q when like TDE started popping off early.
I could have thought I could see what you was thinking.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I could
but I
kinda
don't
see
know
it
who
too.
it actually is.
I don't know who that is, bro. That's an open spot right there,
Yeah.
man. Damn. Rex, that's a fucking great question, man. I would love, you know, when you get a chance, ask one of your homeboys, ask Trauma and see what he think. Because
Right.
I have no idea, man. Like, who is the modern Redman? Like, I don't
think it is.
That's nuts, man.
I'll take that. Yeah,
Any of
I
them
don't think-
odd
Let me
future
pull up my
cats that be
Spotify. I'm gonna
rapping,
find a nigga right
any
quick.
of them odd future cats be rapping like
I mean,
that.
he had the
Not like
person.
that.
He had the
Nah,
persona
nah.
too, and the personality too. Like,
Yeah, that's what
remember
I'm
his
saying.
Cribs
Yeah.
episode and everything. Like, I mean,
But also the aggression, like how
his as an MC. Like,
yeah.
I don't know who that is,
I don't
man.
know, bro. That's one of the best questions I done heard all maybe
We have to
all
put that
month,
in. When we
man.
post it, we'll put it in. Make sure they put it in the comment section.
Post that shit up. See what's popping.
Yeah.
See,
let's
Damn,
do
I
that.
don't know,
Let's do
Rex. That's
But
a
you know
that's
what?
a stomper right there.
The other thing too, man. I think like before we get back to that, or as we think about that, I guess like, because damn, that's a tough question. It going back to just verses too, man. Like, you know,
I got it.
Who?
All right, so just think about this. Don't answer it right away, but just think about it. He's almost been out as long, but he's still relevant. Killer Mike.
Yeah.
Just think about it. Just think about it.
It's a different type, but yeah, different.
But
message.
the aggression is there, right? Like,
The aggression,
energy.
but the
energy.
the topics are totally different.
Yeah,
like,
topics are different.
well, topics are different because we're in a different era. But
no, but I mean, Killer
Mike was coming with that shit like that too at first.
Initially,
Killer Mike was on some street shit for real.
Yeah.
Attention. Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. And definitely Killer Mike got the like you said, the energy.
Dude, that's a great question, Rex. We got to write that down. Let's try to figure out like what our people listening feel like. Who is that new cat for Redman, or who could Redman even battle? Like, 'cause I don't know if Meth is right, man. Like
That's
Meth.
right.
Man, I'm thinking back now to Killer Mike. What was that? The Monster? Wasn't that his first album?
Killer Mike it was Monster. Yeah.
Man, yeah, you're right. That or Action was the first single, right? Like,
Oh no, the first I don't remember what the first thing was. Don't give me the line, shit. But I think that I don't know who else to put him against. You know, that's interesting. No, I ain't gonna say that one. But yeah, I think that I don't know, man, who he goes against, bro. Like, but that's a very tough situation.
have you seen Redman in concert?
Yeah, all right, I'm gonna throw one out. Just see what y'all say. What about 21 Savage?
Have you seen him in concert?
Yeah, definitely.
Man,
Man, I saw this crazy shit one time. This is
we was
back
on
in the
stage
day.
with them, Rex, in
Yeah.
by Southwest.
Yeah. No, we saw him one time on like pay-per-view or some random shit. I don't even know what the hell I was watching. I was probably probably 92. So I was just, whatever, 13 or some shit. And I was we had the pay-per-view from back at the scramble, what they call it, like the scrambler box, black box, you know what I'm saying? Like the cheater box for wrestling purposes. of course. So just flipping through the stations, and it was some like random hip hop show on at like 1 a.m. It was some man, I don't even know what it was I was watching, but it ended up being, it was like Onyx, Redman, and I can't remember who it was, but Redman and Onyx started the most crucial mosh pit that I've ever seen on stage. You know what I mean? This shit just got all the way lit. You know what I mean? With just like you were saying, like the energy and the vibe. I mean, this shit was like ridiculous. And like I said, this was probably like literally like 92, 93. But anyway, sidebar. But yeah, I've seen Redman. Definite.
Man, going back to what I was saying about Eminem, though, that's what he said on that song was, it was Until I Collapse. Remember, he said, I got a list, and here's the order of the list that it's in, and it goes Reggie, Jay-Z, Tupac and Biggie, Andre from Outkast, Jada, Corrupt, and Nas, and then me. He said that was in order, and he put Redman at
How
number
the hell
1.
Tony B remembering all these damn lyrics and songs and shit?
No, I was just thinking about it. So I was thinking about it, so I
twisted.
looked it up.
What'd you say?
Yeah, this shit. We better look it up.
All right. I was like, I thought
But
he was
no, because
popping off.
I wanted to make sure I thought that was the number 1 MC he listed. And again, like so many people say Eminem's a GOAT, and the fact that Eminem says Redman is
What was
his
that list,
number
Tony?
1. I think
that Eminem said.
Huh?
What was that list you said that he said real quick?
It was Reggie, Jay-Z, Tupac and Biggie, Andre from Outkast, Nas, Corrupt, Jada, and then me, I think is what it was.
Right. So yeah. That sounds about right.
Would y'all put Meek in that category?
No. I mean, not saying nah, but
I'm wondering why
I don't
you would
know.
say
Some
no.
of them joints were
they're hard.
like Rex. I mean, we were in
He
heavy
got
in
hard
the
joints.
streets and the clubs when Meek dropped. Like when
Yeah, no, that's why I take it back.
Like,
That's why I took it back. That's why I said maybe.
I mean, like Meek still got them street joints, and then Reggie had them. Reggie Noble had them joints that too, would bump in the club, but he had them street joints too.
Meek more kind of, not saying kind of, but it would be more like Kiss. But he ain't got this. They got different energy. But I feel that would be more kind of, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna throw y'all off with this, and Tony B, reel me back. But this is a tough question, yo. What do you think about a versus? Even though it can't exist right now, rest in peace. Sean Price versus Redman.
There it is.
That's
you know
mean.
what? That's funny
it.
because when you were saying who
That's
could
mean
compare to him
right
now,
there.
I was like,
mean.
that's who could compare to him is P, but he's not here, right? So
P ain't here, so yeah. Like I don't know if nobody else can compare. Like
That would be it.
yeah,
it's P. Like that's an era long gone, bro. That's sad though. That's an era long gone, man.
R.I.P.
Man, P.
Man.
I kicked it with that cat a couple times, man.
Dude,
Definitely.
I hate when you tell me that, man. It makes me so fucking jealous, bro.
It was just so
That is
random.
like it gets my blood boiling that you had a chance
Shout
to
out
kick
to
it with
Drew
that
High.
brother.
Yo, it was just so random.
Dude.
It's like,
No, it wasn't random, Rex. I mean, not
yeah, not
shout
random.
out to
Definitely
Drew
not
High.
random.
You know,
Yeah,
what I'm
definitely
saying?
not
Yeah.
random. No, but I mean, just like he was like Aubrey was
That
saying,
hurts
just-
my heart, man.
Yeah,
That hurts my heart,
yeah.
bro.
No, definitely shout out to Drew and
Yo, how big was dude, man? Was he a pause? But was he a tall dude or was he a big like
he's
husky
just-
dude? Like, how big was he?
Will you put me and Sean P standing next to each other? Yeah, I mean that's like, you know what I mean? It's definite night and day.
Yeah,
He's definitely big. Again, rest in peace. But he's definitely stout, tall. You know what I mean? But the cat was just mad cool. That's what I was saying. It was
Like that nigga happy. He was probably a
That's
big
what I
ass
was
nigga like
about
that
to
nigga happy.
you would think I've kicked it with Drew and I kicked it with Noah several times. You know what I mean? And I've met obviously a lot of the other cats with them. But like when I was more saying it was random, it was like me and Sean P random kicking it for the Eve. Drew was like, "Yo, link up with Sean and XYZ." And to your point, it's honestly kind of like you. You know what I'm saying? Just meaning just like fun.
Yeah.
Just like a cool cat. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, me and the artist or me and this. It was like me and you kicking it and just fun. You know what I'm saying?
Botswana.
Yeah.
That nigga's one of the illest niggas to ever touch a fucking.
Yeah.
He's one of the illest niggas to ever touch a microphone. No question. Like he's in my top 2. There's no question about it.
Definite top 7. Top 5.
Yeah, he's one of the illest, man.
Yeah,
ever.
he's definitely. I mean, the thing with Sean P, you can put Sean P on at any time and just let them joints ride. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure.
You ain't got to be like, oh, skip it. Just let them shits ride. You know?
No, when his verse used to come on, like Aubrey, did you mess with that random? Did you mess with the Random Acts album? It's like him and Black Milk and who else was in Random Acts?
Rusty Jukes or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking it up right now. Random Acts, like spelled like
man.
Random Acts.
Black Milk produced the whole joint. From
Well,
Detroit.
Black Milk is what, Detroit, yo. So shout out
yeah.
Detroit.
Yeah, Hex Murder like executive produced the album, I think. Like,
yeah, I don't think I know. I'm looking it up right now.
Oh, Aubrey, you need to check that Random Acts album. Who else was on it? It was on Ducked Out. Oh, Guilty Simpson. My bad. It was Guilty Simpson.
Random Acts, like AXE.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard this joint before. Yeah. I
said Rusty Jukes. Yeah,
I was gonna say Guilty Simpson because they used to do a gang that shit together.
Bro, I love that album because Black Milk was, man, he's just such an amazing producer, and man. Sean P rapping over those beats, man, that album is crazy, man.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, so
that song,
Drew and them cats.
And Guilty Simpson, like, let's not forget about that dude. That dude's a
all them cats.
Simpson, yeah.
The Duck Down cats, Drew and them. Man, it was mad dope. They used to send me all the CDs and you know what I'm saying.
Yo, stop bragging about this.
I'm not even bragging about it. I'm just thinking about it.
Brag, though, man.
He was about to say he sent a CD and said
that's a brag, bro. Like,
that's a 2X Cruise.
That's a flex, man.
I don't like Aubrey.
No, what I was trying to say is I was like, it was dope because I was just hearing so much of it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was about to say. You know what I mean? It just kind of built up, for lack of a better word, kind of the fandom behind it is where.
No, you know what?
Yeah.
Let me say something. Let me say something real quick too, man.
No,
let me say something too, real quick. One thing about Rex Cruz, when we was doing shows, like Rex Cruz would include would really bring that culture vibe into it. So like when there would be special guests coming out in New York, it was Buckshot. It was that duck down shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like we be doing the Ice Cube show.
Right.
Big Sean and
Aubrey getting heated.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, y'all niggas stop talking about that shit in front of you, man. That shit
I remember when Rex introduced me to Drew. I think it was my right after my birthday in New York the first year. And I was just like, damn, I remember seeing this cat in pictures with Pac when Pac was doing the
that's what I was saying.
Stop sucking this dude. Man, let's get out of here, man. Come on, man. Like, fuck out of here, man.
One day you might could meet this.
I don't want to talk about this no more, man. Let's move on to the next subject, man.
I just wanted to make you feel.
Yeah, I know how sensitive this is with me, man.
I know.
I'm gonna play this game, bro. Like,
that's why I'm just making sure to rub.
I mean, Aubrey, like in my defense, though, I wasn't around. I didn't meet Sean P. I just met the other Duck Down cats, not Sean P.
Yeah.
Rex held that one. Rex was like, "Yo, nobody else can meet Sean P."
I didn't kick it out in New York with Shucky Ducky. So if you really know Duck Down, I'd have been with that cat in the streets of New York. If anybody knows anything about Duck Down and
this dude Wilder.
Yo, I've been in the mix with Shucky Ducky.
That's funny. Mark was supposed to be on the One Nation album.
That's serious. Cats don't even really know.
Mark had a verse on there. Mark's favorite rapper, really Pac. Like, right.
Yeah.
Yo, man. The other thing.
All right, Tony B, real quick.
All
right. So everybody, let's say something about anybody that we hung out with randomly. Not a story, but let's say the person's name that is the most random person that you, celebrity-wise or talent-wise, actors, dancers, choreographers, singers.
Okay.
Who was the most random person that you've hung out with, yo? Beto, you first. Yo.
You first. Okay.
I don't even know where to think.
The most random, like the most random person.
This could go 900 different ways.
Yeah, right.
No, just one person, yo. One person.
Back in the day, I used to go and work out at like 12 a.m. in the morning, and I remember doing weights, and this dude came up behind me and he's like, "Hey, my man, can my man get on the weights behind you?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And then I turn around and it's R. Kelly. And it's like, oh, R. Kelly,
Yeah, you wildin', Beto.
R. Kelly wants to work out with me. So we're over here taking turns on the tricep machine. So he's over here talking about trying to get into shape for a tour.
Telling Beto he can fly.
And I was like, man, this is weird. So yeah, and then me walking out and literally like his black Rolls Royce was literally sitting in the handicapped parking spot right in front of the gym.
That is crazy,
dude. That is so far out of control, man. I didn't think he was gonna say fucking Woody Harrelson.
You said he was your workout partner for the week.
He was my workout buddy.
He's like, yo, man, you want to spot me? You're like, what?
You want to spot?
Rex, what about you?
Man, I don't even know. You got to come back. I got to think about it.
Aubrey?
I got to think about it.
Man, I'm thinking as well, man. I think
I can go.
Yeah, you go, Tony B, because you already.
You know, this nigga got 77 stories.
No, like I was just saying, Rex. Like,
we should go
900 different ways, but I just thought of one that I was like, man, it was actually like in the moment, I was like, what the fuck? I was doing this event with and Beto will beep that out later, but and LRG, and we're at this party in Miami, and my guy that I knew down there was like, yo, man, is it cool if Jimmy Henchman comes through? And I'm like, and you know, man, I'm like one of the biggest Pac fans like, of all time. So I'm like, wait, what? What did you say, bro? And like at the same time, like the DJ that was spinning was a Black Wall Street DJ. So this is when Jimmy was managing the game, right? So basically, what was I gonna say? No, you can't. Your guy, like your DJ is here. You can't come through, and it's Jimmy Hensman. I'm not gonna say no. But at the same time, I was conflicted, right? So I'm like, yeah, man, I guess like. So Jimmy comes through, and then like he was surprisingly mad, like cool as fuck, like. And then we ended up at like, you guys remember Privé in Miami back in the day?
I heard the name before.
Yeah, man, it was this big ass club down there. So like, my guy's like, after the joint is over, he's like, the DJ from Black Wall Street's wrapping up, and he's like, yo, man, Jimmy said tell you to come to the to Privé. They got a section over there, woo woo. And I'm like, all right, cool. So after we wrap up the event, we go to Privé, and like the line is around the block, and then Jimmy had hit us and was like, I'll just come up front. And so we like went up to the to the door. Jimmy was there, got us in, and then like had us in like a section, was like introducing me to like Queen Latifah's manager and all these people. Oh, this is Tony B. Had me at this and I was like, I was texting like my homies, like, and telling them like, yo, man, this is the weirdest feeling ever. Like, I'm literally with somebody that I felt like I hated just off of Pac records for like half of my life. Like, and now like I'm in the space with them, and I'm like, damn, man, like this dude is cool as fuck. And then like, I think like a year, 6 months later, or whatever, he got hit with them charges and got locked up. Like, it was the weirdest fucking experience because I was like, it was Jimmy Henchman. I mean,
right.
And if you don't know who Jimmy Henchman is, do your Googles.
Aubrey?
Oh, my bad, y'all. My bad. 100%. No, just put some the steak that's in the refrigerator.
Oh my God.
Just put it on the oven
What?
for like 250, and then I'll chop it up. And then I'll put it in the pasta and shit.
Why don't we get an invite?
Man, I think. You said what?
So why didn't we get an invite for this this feast you making over there?
Oh man, I've been trying to invite y'all niggas for a minute, but I don't trust y'all. So, all right, so dig it. Okay. The person that I've met that was most random, and I'm not gonna try to give too much to it, man. But I was shooting this commercial for Toyota, and it was in LA at the what was it, the W in Westwood, right? And I was down there. It was crazy, man, because I met two people that night, and one of them was cool, whatever. But I was working at Burrell, and all the Burrell folks that listen, they know the story. But yeah, we was at the bar, and we was chilling, parlaying, and woo woo woo. And Jazzy Faye was there. I was like, oh, that's cool, man, Jazzy Faye, and woo woo woo, we can chop it up, and Cass is playing music, and y'all know that little side of the W over there where the bar is, but the other side of the bar. You know what I'm saying? Like it's in the back, boy. Yeah. So we was over there chilling and parlaying, and I was with one of my producer friends, and they was like, "Yo, that's Oliver fucking Stone." And I was like, "Yo, you niggas is bugging. Like what, Oliver Stone?" And I looked over, and I took a mental photograph, but I looked, I was like, "Yo, that's fucking Oliver Stone, bro." Like it was Oliver Stone sitting over there with a bunch of beautiful black women. You know what I mean? But it was wild, bro. Like I was like, man, like I was happy to see Jazzy Faye because me and him was on the same type of time at that, point in my life.
Right.
So we was building and chopping it up at that time. But at the same time, Oliver Stone is over to my right. And I don't even want to go nowhere near that dude. Like, and he was by himself, G. Well, by himself as far as like no security. And he was sitting over there just chilling, man, like it wasn't nothing, man. I'm like, yo, this is Oliver Stone, bro. So it blew my mind, man, to a certain degree. So, and I think. Oh, go ahead, Tony B.
No, I was just gonna say, like, isn't that crazy how like life puts you in these, and like sometimes it's like the professions we're in also puts you in those situations. Sometimes where you look around, sometimes you're just like, what the fuck? Like,
what the fuck did I get in here?
Like, yes, like, is this really happening? Like, how am I in this room right now? Like, and then you realize, like, of course I should be in this room, but you think about it for a second, like, holy shit, if you just look around, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, trust me, Tony B. I realize that, man. Like, one of the stories I tell, like, young kids or, like, youngins, man, like, when I first got in this business, man, and you guys probably can relate to it, I got in my first fancy hotel, and this was when my moms was still living. I literally, went to the bathroom, and there was a telephone in the fucking bathroom. Like that shit blew my mind, man. It blew my mind that I was on the toilet and right next to me was a telephone. And I remember calling her. I'm like, yo, mom, I'm sitting on the toilet, man. Like, we made it, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really felt like this was something that I had never experienced before. So for anybody, getting into any of this, these kind of things that we're doing with the guys on the phone, there's going to be a moment in time where you realize, like, damn, like there's something that I did right.
Yes.
That allowed me to be in this place.
Yes.
I'm not saying you're going to be successful. I'm just saying there's going to be something that you do that allow you.
They got you to be in that moment
to be in that
at.
position. Yeah. Yo, straight up. Hey, Beto, when was the first time you realized you was in a certain space, man, where maybe you didn't know you was gonna be in?
I mean, well, obviously, coming up as a DJ, I mean, I was found myself in these rooms, but I remember, going to Dominican Republic on a big DJ retreat. So they had a bunch of artists down there, had a bunch of producers, had labels. Everybody was down there, and I remember literally playing in a poker tournament, and I had what's his name from what's his name? Oh, Third Base.
MC Search.
MC Search. It was him and I in the second to the last table, and I took his out I took his ass out with a pair of kings. But I mean, literally, I had the whole room was like literally just all for the DJs, artists. I mean, I met like everybody. You know, Puffy was down there and everything. So I was like, damn. I mean, this is like I'm in a room actually like it was literally like a whole weekend. So I was like every day bumping into somebody and it was like I found myself in a situation where I'm like, dude, this is unreal. Like everybody that I like or look up to or just like listen to is like in here right now in this place. It was wild.
Yeah, that's dope, bro. Like
That's yeah.
and I think the point of this whole thing is like, as you guys are listening to what we're talking about, is that if you do whatever you do the best way you can do it, it's going to put you in rooms with certain people. You know what I mean? Like, do what you do the best way. It's going to put you in rooms with people that you want to be in. And like, none of us on this phone asked for this. Like, we just did shit because we had to work hard. And if you do that shit, man, you're going to be in the rooms with the folks you want to be in. You just got to be ready to like.
Yeah. And also make sure you handle when you get in those rooms, make sure you're thinking through how you handle yourself in those rooms, right? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
because those relationships you can establish and build when you're in those rooms versus, for lack of a better word, fanboying out or
talk that talk, Tony.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, talk that talk.
Make sure you're establishing relationships, bro, because like that's how we do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we establish relationships that then lead to us being able to make moves,
have opportunities. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And know the temperature of the room.
Yeah,
the temperature of the room.
Know the exactly. Know the temperature. Make sure you're doing the right thing when you're in that room. Take advantage of these opportunities, and don't waste them.
Well, it's not take advantage, but leverage them. And I know
well,
what you meant. But
you know what I'm saying. Yeah, but for like, take advantage. Yeah, you're right. It's not the right word. Leverage them. And make sure you're maximizing those moments, because if you're in that room you're in that moment for a reason, right? So you got to make that move and make it strategically, or you go look back and be like, shit.
And hey, Tony B, don't let that stimulus check fool your ass. You know what I mean? Don't let that fool you. But use it to the right.
Leverage
that shit, man.
That's funny. That's funny you mentioned that, because like, we were just talking about like the VERZUZ shit, and now it's been like a year since they almost probably a year since they started that, and now they went and sold it to Triller, right? So salute to those two. That, like Aubrey, man, like you were just saying, that's a great example of how to get creative and flip shit, right? How to figure shit out, right?
Yeah, man. I think when you start thinking about like, you're getting extra money, everybody wants to go, or a lot of people, all of us, I'm not included. I mean, I am included, but you want to spend it on something that you want to spend it on, right? Like that stimulus check, y'all be careful with that shit, man. Like, make sure you make the right decisions. Sit that bread down somewhere.
Let me ask y'all a question then. Hypothetically speaking,
let it work.
Yeah, like what would you like? Okay, like not that. Like I want to make this clear. We're not telling anybody like what to do if you got a stimulus check.
Financial advisor.
Oh no, I'm gonna
call me at 555-555-555. Email me at
Tony B, and then
I got your bread at
$1.99 a minute.
The Killers of Breonna Taylor should be
right. No, but hypothetically speaking, though, like, what would you like? Let's talk about that. What would you do with your stimulus check if you got one? Right? Because, well, like, I'm asking this question because there's a lot of talk right now about
like people. You get on Clubhouse.
What we do with our stimulus check? Right?
So, what could you do?
I said, what would you do? I said, hypothetically speaking, what would you do? Because that's like every time I log on social media, like it's people either shaming people about like what they're doing with the stimulus checks. Because I'm not gonna lie, people are obviously stunting with their stimulus money on social media, and then you got people that are like saying like, hey, take that and start an LLC. Then you got people saying, I'm not getting the stimulus check, so I ain't fuck y'all. And, it's all this like back and forth about stimulus check. So I'm just asking, like I said, hypothetically speaking, if you got a stimulus check right now from the government, what would you do with it?
Who we talking to? Obviously, one of us.
Yeah. Hypothetically, like,
what would I do?
Yeah,
I'd take. I'd finish this website that I'm putting together.
Well, how much is it? Stimulus check, yo? How much is a
Like
stimulus
1,400?
check, yo?
14.
what is it, Beto?
1,400?
14.
Oh shit, Beto spend that on dinner. You know,
Yeah, that's a couple.
Shit,
That's a couple
that's
slabs of
1,400
meat right there.
that's
Come on.
Beto was out this conversation.
couple-
He can't even talk.
That's a couple high-end steaks.
That's a couple AMCs.
That's what I was gonna say.
I mean, while we're joking, I mean, you just have to put that shit to work. I mean, to me, I would, I don't know, I'd buy something and resell it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, some ammunition and resell it. I would probably buy
Taco Burrito King.
I'd buy some Taco Burrito King.
Oh.
I'd probably also, I don't know, I'd grab a couple, put some in the stocks. You know what I mean? Buy some funds. You know what I mean? I really don't have too much you could do with it, but I would definitely put it to work.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd probably grab, maybe one small thing, like a quick. I don't know what I could buy small. I mean, for me, it's not enough to really stimulate.
it's not enough to stimulate.
You know,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Like,
I mean,
it's not going to stimulate the economy or whatever, right?
No.
Right. So you might as well make it work for.
Real quick before you jump, but if it was, I mean, some people probably have to use them for a bill or some shit. You know what I'm saying? But like,
Yes.
It depends. If you're in a situation, I mean, and you probably have to do that. But if I would do something with it, I would put it to make it grow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make it,
Yeah. 100%. No, I think you hit the nail on the head. I think it depends
money,
on.
right? It's house money.
Huh?
It's house money.
Yeah, like that's what it. I guess it just depends on whatever situation you're in, how you spend it, right? So, like, me personally, I would do the same thing. Like, probably invest it in some things and like do some other things with it. You know what I'm saying? But if you're relying on, there are people out there that are relying on it,
Clearly,
like that need it for like basics, right? So, like that's why, I think is
what I want you young cats to not do, man. Like, don't listen. I know it's gonna be easy for y'all to take that shit and invest it in some dope. Or I'm not talking about weed. I'm talking about some dope. So be careful with that shit, man. Like, if y'all gonna invest that money into some real illegal shit, be real careful with that shit, man. Because
that's not really the time to be investing in real illegal shit.
Yeah,
that shit ain't going nowhere, man.
That's a bad investment. That's an investment that's an investment with a bad ROI. Man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's actually a great return on your investment, but
in a double negative way.
In a double negative
way, you could lose your life or go to prison for that shit too. Like,
you don't want to do that, man. You don't want that problem, man. But I know it's gonna be seem real simple. Trust me, I understand this, and I'm sure the cats on the call understand this. You get that bread, it's gonna seem real simple. Like, oh, I'm you know what? I'm about to get some. I'm gonna buy a little 8-ball, whatever, woo. Then I'm gonna flip that joint. Then I'm gonna flip that joint. And I'm gonna flip that joint. And then you're gonna think you're gonna be a millionaire.
And trust that
that shit.
That's not
how that shit go, yo.
And trust that
that's not how that shit go.
And trust that they watching how people spend this money too. Like,
man,
they know how you spending your all.
Yeah,
all
I'm just saying,
bread,
be careful.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So like,
be
easy.
The folks that's
there,
listening to this conversation, man, like, we love y'all, man. Like, don't do that, man. Like, if you got to figure out a way to spend some money, call Tony B, call me, call Rex, call Beto, hit us up and be like, yo, like, I got this 1,400, woo. What should I do? We got some woo for you, but don't
Vegas trip.
No, I mean, I can help you.
That rich motherfucker shit. Motherfucker said Beto.
Call Aubrey. I'm calling him tomorrow.
Now to Vegas. Bet it on black
trips. Yeah.
Hit me up. I got the woo for your ass.
I can help you open
straight up. I got the woo.
I'm index funds and help that girl.
We'll figure it out. Yeah. We'll figure it out. You don't have to deal with that.
Let's hit one of us. Hit me. Tony B will take it, and we'll help you work that out.
You can hit me also. Yeah, we'll figure this out. So holler at us.
We got a donation that we got coming up in a couple of weeks, so we'll
That
make sure.
sounds terrible. That sounds terrible. That sounds
trust me,
absolutely
it's gonna be
terrible.
the greatest. It's not a donation. I take the donation back, but we got a
there you
community
go.
thing that we working with, so we'll give you something to put it in.
So yeah, man, I think the biggest thing, man, like when cats think about getting a stimulus checks, they think about they think about the chicks that can give them some money, or the man that can give them some money. You know what I mean? Like, and then them cats try to flip it like woo woo woo, right? But the big thing is, and what's unfortunate, man, a lot of these cats, man, be thinking about spending money on whips. You know what I mean? Like these bum ass cars. And then when you get a bum ass car, then what happened? Especially in Chicago, man. You get a bum ass car, motherfucker gonna take it from you. Or they're gonna try to take it from you. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's what's been happening lately, right? Like, I mean,
Out of control, bro. Like,
it's crazy, man. Like,
you gonna spend that $1,400. That's only $1,400 you got, and then somebody take it from you, man. Like, that's a problem, bro.
Yeah, you gotta kind of hold on to that shit, right? Like,
man, what?
I mean, out here, like it's getting a little hectic with that. Like, I mean, because people are so like, and it's not just here. I think this is like like what's going on like everywhere. Like, yeah, like, yeah, people aren't. The relief is not really there. Like 14, whatever that was, like 1,400. That's not relief for people that are like out here starving and like their families are starving and shit. So people are getting desperate, right? Like, I mean,
yeah, cats is hungry, man.
2,800 or whatever they're getting. That's not. What is that? That's
and
like
somebody just sent me something. Yo, somebody just sent me something, man. With these cats, they just found like a whole graveyard of cats that have the cars put up in a little situation. You know what I mean? Like it's like a whole graveyard of a ton of cars.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to see it, but I peeped it came across.
Yeah, where cats is just flipping all kind of brakes and motors and transmissions.
Basically a chop shop situation.
It's chop shops, not. Yeah.
I think, man, more than anything, man, these cats out here, man, need to understand that cars is traceable, my dude. You're not just gonna grab a car.
GPS.
I say at least once a week, maybe once every other week. Somebody that we like, I know, or firsthand, or like a friend of a friend, or somebody got
knock on wood.
Yeah. Cat tried to get him. Thought they saw somebody pull up on him. The guy did try to get him. You know what I mean? Like, it's just
you just got to be careful out here, man, with that shit, man.
You gotta always stay looking, you know?
Yeah. And if you ain't staying looking, man, let that car go. Somebody get you, man. Just, hey, take this motherfucker.
The shit's crazy because even
like that video we seen a couple weeks, or maybe like when was that? A couple weeks or a month ago when those people got jacked up. I think it was on what was that on this? West Loop or something. They were at a car wash.
It was like Grand Avenue in Halsted, the one that you're speaking.
That's the one. That's where I go get my car wash.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
And it be cops over there. That's what's crazy, bro. It be heavy cops over there.
Remember the Barstool joint when Buddy was recording in Chicago, picking up the pizza, and they jacked the nigga with the cops out there in the back.
They partner, yeah.
While they were doing a video, while he was shooting his content.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, let that car go. Fuck that car, man. As long as your kid ain't in it, your car in it, you better kill that motherfucker.
They tried to snatch Zoe's friend's mom a few weeks ago. You know what I mean? Parked in Kenwood area, getting out. She actually was in her driveway. She saw him coming and she tried to get out and was like, yo, take it. They was trying to grab her purse, but she had her purse on like crossbody. You know what I mean? So they tried to snatch the purse. They didn't get it, but she ended up getting like thrown to the ground. But thank goodness, like her husband and the neighbor heard, so they came. Of course, they came out, and then the two attackers ran. But with what you were saying, she was just like, "Yo, here's the keys. Take the car." They were trying to snatch everything, and you know what I mean, just kind of
with their tail under their fucking legs. Motherfuckers. You gonna rob me, bro? Like, I'm letting it go.
Yeah.
Unless I'm properly strapped and ready to handle that. Other than that, take this motherfucker. If my kid in the car, you about to die. Or we both about to die.
Yeah.
You know, that's not a problem. That's not a
Yeah,
problem, man.
man. Because man, like I was
You
looking
got to
at.
keep the doors locked. You can't be like, sorry, Tony, you can't be like pulling up on cats at the stoplight. You know what I mean? You got to have like way out. You got to be looking around, like head on
That's
a
a fact,
swivel.
Rex.
Man,
That's a
I
fact.
remember, I
That's a
remember thinking
fact, bro.
sometimes, bro. I
Yeah.
remember thinking sometimes now that the homeless cats on the
Bro,
right off the
walking
interstate.
up on your car.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
I've
yo,
seen it.
man, is this a scam? Like, because I know like a lot of y'all running a
It
scam.
happens,
You
dude.
know what I'm
It
saying?
happens.
So like, is this a scam to jack us? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and
I was just
bro,
on Zoe the other day when we were driving. Those the cats that walk up on you on the side of and the red lights and shit. You got to be alert for them cats. I
Yeah,
don't
I
even
don't
let
worry
them.
about them dudes. Though.
Nah,
But I understand what y'all saying. I understand what you're saying.
snooze. Don't snooze.
I'm
Keep your
just
head
saying,
on the
on top of
swivel.
everything else, you never know, like like how these cats are moving around here. Like you just don't know, man. Like, and I mean, I was looking at numbers, man. Like, there were 1,400 carjackings reported in Chicago in 2020. They said this month they said that in the last 61 days there were 350 carjackings, and
Right.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
we
And
were
then in the
saying,
first quarter.
uh-huh.
They going
That,
crazy, man. That's why I be telling my guys, man. Some of my young boys that got the Jeeps. You know what I mean? It's all
The
them
whips,
American
yeah,
cars that
the
they be trying
specific
to.
zips, yeah,
Yeah, it's like the
the
Jeeps, the
whips, yeah.
fucking Chryslers,
man,
the
I mean, not the
Dodges. They got them motherfuckers, man. So y'all be
Chargers,
careful. Y'all
Challengers.
got them charges, all that. Y'all be careful with that shit,
Look
man.
at
Like,
what the whips are jacking and make sure like you're being extra cautious if you have those joints. Like it's crazy
them
out
cats
here,
ain't taking
man.
no Audi. They ain't taking no Benz.
No.
They taking
I mean, it might, but not really.
not really, because it's gonna shut down as soon as you get a block or two away.
Like you said, it's
You
those
know?
Jeeps like that they've hacked it. Like it was certain uh,
The code thing.
that they hacked into, right? So
Yeah,
yeah, man, that's
100%.
crazy. That's crazy,
100%.
but yeah, man, make sure you be safe out here and protect yourselves, man.
My man told me that he saw last one, and then we keep going. But he was at the stoplight. This actually wasn't this year, but they were at the stoplight over on like the near northwest side, and he said, I think it was a Mustang or some shit. He said they were at the stoplight. They hit the cat, pulled up on him in the middle of the day. They didn't even take the car. They took the wheels off the car and left the car sitting on the bricks. You know what I mean? At the stoplight prior to the intersection.
Yeah, nah, stay dangerous out here. Be safe, but be dangerous. And if you don't have an ID or a gun ID or some training, holla at my cat, Rex Cruz. Hit him up at rexcruz.com.
There you
And
go.
you can get some good training, you know what I mean? And understand how to defend yourself.
No, real
There it
shit.
is.
That's real
Not
shit.
definite.
We'll
Definite.
drop
Definite.
the information, but make sure you do be smart, be legal, and the training, like Aubrey just said too, uh, for these
Let's make
situations, and training people around you, make sure everybody's prepared, like just in case. Like it's crazy out here, the shit that just happened in this grocery store. Like I mean, you never know where it's gonna happen or whatever, and so like you gotta stay ready so you ain't got to get ready, right, guys? Like,
facts. But I mean,
That's
with
what
that,
it is. That's
it's just.
100% right.
But
That's
just think about it,
100%
though. I
right.
mean, and we don't want to beat. No point. I was gonna say we don't want to beat whatever horse, but just thinking about some of those situations and even some of the situations that happen if folks are legally carrying and in possession of a firearm and those types of things in compliance, as you would say. I mean, imagine how many of those where they could have been stopped, cut shorthand, prevented, you know what I mean? Instead of what I'm saying, it always going the other way where the bad person, quote unquote, who has the gun ends up killing
No,
everybody else who's not prepared,
yeah. And I don't
no,
want to
you're
get in
right,
this.
man.
I don't want to get in this too heavy, but I just want to point out that while they're talking about all this AR-15 bans, that shooter in Atlanta used a handgun. So, like,
What kind of handgun? That's the question, though.
it was a 9mm.
Hmm.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, it doesn't.
But was it automatic?
Definitely not.
No, it
You
was
know,
a 9mm handgun,
semi-automatic hand
semi-automatic
pistol.
handgun.
Oh,
Yeah.
word?
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, is a big, the big misconception. And again, I mean, we're not, this is not going to get into the whole firearm thing in full, in full detail right now.
Without
But
paying for it, you got to pay my
without
guy
paying
Rex Cruz.
facts. But I mean,
Facts.
it's you can, I guess the true benefit and the real benefit of essentially like an AR type of format firearm is long range. I mean, you get the farther range, and granted the bullets or the projectiles that come out of them obviously have the different shapes. So yeah, and I'm gonna say it, but it's gonna sound silly, but the bullet doesn't kill you any more than a 9mm bullet would kill. Would penetrate you, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're shooting somebody who's in a tank or something. That if you kind of follow where I'm trying to go with it, this is not like an extreme situation. So a 9mm gun of ammunition to do basically the exact same thing that you're going to do with that type of what is it? 5.56 specifically is the size of it, right?
Yeah. I think Rex, it goes back to the conversation we had earlier. Like, you can ban all these weapons and do whatever, whatever. Like, but at the end of the day, if somebody is like one of these people that did one of these crimes, like, if they're gonna do this, they're gonna figure out a way to do it, regardless if you ban XYZ weapon.
Yeah,
That's a fact. That's
They
a
can
fact.
either get that weapon illegally through the black market, or they can get another weapon. They can pick up any household utensil. I mean, there's so many ways they can do it. Like,
I mean, there's a simple. Not saying as simple as that, but it's essentially, yeah. If the thirst is that real, these guys, people are going to figure these things out. I mean, it might take a little bit longer if it's not, a quote unquote firearm. But I mean, people have unfortunately been committing these types of things for a long time, and
Yeah, for life.
it's been happening. You know what I mean?
facts. Yeah.
As speaking on something for life, man. Listen. Let me tell you something. I have a beautiful fiance by the name of Marie. But if I was a single man, you talking about for life? That chick's, what's her name? Saweetie? Saweetie or something like that?
Saweetie.
Oh, good googly moogly, man. Listen,
What did you
if there's
call
gonna
her,
be something, Saweetie.
Saweetie.
Why don't she just spell her name like fucking Sweetie, man? Why is it Saweetie? Saweetie.
That sounds
Some
some West
shit.
Side shit, right?
Said Saweetie.
Saweetie or whatever it is, man. Saweetie. I don't give a fuck what her name, but her name could be goddamn good.
Man, you gotta
googly
respect
moogly,
this
all I
girl,
give a fuck,
this
man.
woman's name, man. If you're gonna talk about her on this podcast, man, we respect women around here.
Man, if you don't get your cornball ass out of here with that, I ain't politically correct, man. Listen,
Man,
I'm talking about Saweetie, Sweetie, whatever her name is.
you sound like you talk about Shorty from the Flies video, motherfucker.
Nah, I don't know who she is, man. Like, I don't know none of her songs, bro. But what I did see, I saw something on one of the websites. I ain't gonna put them out there because I ain't paying this, but it was one of the websites I saw. She was talking to Puff Son and somebody else on the podcast. And woo. She was like, I guess dude asked her, one of the cats asked her, was like, oh, if you was gonna have, like, if your man was doing all these things right, everything in the world correctly, would you give him a threesome? And I thought that was an interesting question. Like, if your man is doing everything correct, like, brother's a solid dude, stand up man, back up everything he say, would you have a threesome? And she was like, yeah, with another man.
Let me pick out
It's
the
like,
guy.
yo, did y'all see that though?
Yeah, I saw the clip.
Beto, you heard about that?
Nah.
Yeah, and I mean, before we get into like everything else, like
She said another man, bro. Like, what?
but in that moment, like everyone was like thinking, like, oh,
She responded perfect.
but everyone was also thinking, but you got it, man. Like, so the fact that you said that, everyone's like inferring it. So like all that, man, like that that's a, like, from his perspective, that's a damn, like, you gonna shit on me, like, as a man, like that in public.
The relationship must have been over at that point, bro, because you would never say that to your man, bro.
But why?
Well, it essentially was because right at around that time, she had tweeted the whole, you basically you cheating on me, you can't put band-aids over that with gifts or whatever thing, right? So, and then he had said, woo, woo. But man,
I don't even think it was. I mean, that definitely had to do with it, but I think she was also just playing, just being strategic.
Yeah,
with
I
the
think
response.
she. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? It was more than trying to. I mean, she could have. I mean, yeah, of course she was trying. She was shitting on him because she responded, but she was. You know what I'm saying? I think it was.
Oh,
just
so y'all thought she was shitting on him?
no, I don't think she really shitted on him. The way he flipped it was like
shut it down.
Yeah, the way he flipped it was like, yo, I can't believe you would do this. I thought you were a different woman, like somebody else. Remember, that's how he tweeted it, right? Back,
I missed that. I
But
didn't.
was it based off the interview that she had, or was it based off of what they had already felt about each other?
it was based off. It looked like it was based off the interview and the tweet.
Or what we thought.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But anyway, I mean,
I don't know, yo. She
like you said, she's one of the flyers. She's one of the
good
flyest girls in the game right now.
But she can't wrap herself out of goddamn blanket. But
Well, she changing up a few things now.
Yeah, she Garbaggio, but boy,
she got some
that
catch
joker
work
right there,
with,
boy, man. Listen, man. If I was a young boy,
she our favorite artist right now.
No. My favorite artist is my woman upstairs, up there making some steak and some mashed potatoes and shit like that.
Let me ask you this: since we were talking about this earlier, man. She's one of the flyest girls in the game, right? One of the kind of it girls or whatever right now, right? She bad, right? So what would it take for you to leave the baddest chick in the game?
Go ahead, Rex. I want to hear this. I want to hear this from Rex and Beto.
Or the baddest chick you ever dated? Let's even take it there. I know everybody.
Yeah, no comment.
Yeah. No. I'm gonna give you some context, right? So,
historically or whatever, the baddest.
Historically, you know how y'all, we've all had women that we dated. Yeah, we've all had women that we dated, beautiful women, and blah blah blah. But there's always this one that is the one that you've always wanted to date, like the dream girl, right? Like the illest of the illest. The illest of the illest, like ridiculous, yo, that you still go back and look at now.
This cat's over here fantasizing.
Yeah, not me. I fantasize about what's upstairs making this steak, but when you do fantasize, you have
not
one
looking
that
back, right?
Yeah, it's looking back, like the one that was like, yo, ooh, she was ridiculous. What was the hardest part about leaving that woman? Beto or Rex or Tony B?
Man, Tony B, you got all them Sports Illustrated joints, so go ahead and hit him with that intel.
That's funny. Nah, I think
BBWs.
Nah, go ahead.
Love to the BBWs.
Spit that game real quick.
No, man, I just be,
Rex, you don't mess with the BBWs. You know. I already know what you on. You don't mess with the BBWs. Go ahead.
I guess this would be kind of, well, I guess it wouldn't be the same. I was going to be like, this would be an example like J-Lo and A-Rod, huh? But I guess J-Lo left A-Rod. It wasn't vice versa.
Yo, why y'all being y'all being suckers right now, man? If we talking to the people, let's talk to the people, man.
So
listen, man, the baddest woman that you ever had in your life, why would you not leave them? Or why would you have a problem? Or
are you saying if we were in a situation like this, why we wouldn't? What? No,
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying what lingers? What lingers when you have the baddest chicken, hypothetically, physically? Let's talk physically.
Basically, I mean, sex is. I mean,
at that point, it's sex. If
a lot of times, people just hook up just because it was good, and they've been broken up,
And
but I'm talking about Beto, the most beautiful woman you ever dated, most beautiful. I know it's your wife, wifey. I know you hear this, and I know Beto is your man. But when Beto met you before that, what was the hardest thing to break up with a woman that was the baddest one that you ever met? What was the hardest thing? Did you miss the beauty? Did you miss the booty? Did you miss
the booty?
The possibility?
The booty.
What did you miss?
Probably the booty, because I mean, honestly, if if you broke up or you're on the verge of breaking up, there had to be something that just triggered it, and then psychologically you can't get there, you can't get back there. So at that point, you just probably just hook up, just because hooking up is either fun.
Is
Yeah,
convenient,
yeah.
accessible.
Convenient. Yeah.
But I mean, but the connection is broken,
But Beto, it's the most beautiful woman you ever dated, besides your wife. Like the most beautiful. Like every time you see her, you like, oh shit, like she's bad.
But I think at
Right.
some point,
Now, I'm only talking to beauty though, Tony B. I'm only talking to beauty. I'm not talking about attitude and ethics and shit. I'm talking beauty.
But that's what I'm saying. I think at some point, because you know about the ethics and the way she moves, the beauty
Fades out.
fades out because you like, at that point, you know what it is. You like, okay, this could be just another bust down, but it's not going to be anything more than that, right? Like,
Basically,
you're not going
right.
to look.
But Tony B, does the beauty ever fade out? Like so I'm,
No,
I'm
the
just
beauty
throwing
stays
ideas
because
out.
that's why you still get drawn back, and that's why you
physically,
still
but I mean,
engaging in that.
a lot of times, their attitude and just their aura. I mean, that could make them just ugly enough for you to just say, "I don't want to fuck with you no more."
But to Aubrey's point though, like when you get back in that zone with them, even if you're just getting back in it for a hookup moment or whatever, and y'all both telling yourselves
Just
that, or one
physical.
of the two in the person is telling you that, or telling themselves that, there's still that connection, right? So like there's still that vibe and all that. So like you can't just like there's still a connection when you keep hooking up if you keep going back, right?
Tony B, you're exactly right. You're exactly right, Tony. Like when you meet a woman, bro, and she is the most beautiful woman you ever met, married, not married, and we all in some situation. But when you meet a woman that is the baddest that you ever met, and you break up with her, what's the difference between you remembering her or a woman that you dated, a year before that? That's just an average woman, average looking, hypothetically, but a great spirit and great person. But the woman that looked a certain way, you remember. Like, how do you like? What's the difference between those two?
Well, I think it's also if you find a girl with if it's a balance of the two, right? So like if it's like, which girls are we talking about? Are we talking about girls that are just strictly bad off of the looks and they don't have that everything else? They don't have the personality. They don't have the connection with your friends. They don't have the connection with your family. They don't.
I don't know, bro. Like I think that like
It's just a
when you
chick. Like,
this is what it is. All right, so I got a quick pay Rex Cruise at Rex Cruise on chase.com or whatever it is, but I'm gonna give y'all some game real quick, right? So when a man meets a woman, he knows immediately which one is going to be his wife, or which one is going to be, the temporary date, right? Because, and y'all tell me if I'm wrong, but when we grow up, we kind of figure out what our taste level is and what we like as a woman, whether it was a brown skinned woman with like a little fro, short, whether it's a caramel woman, tall and big hips. Like we already know, like we already figured it out. We already know what we're looking for. All we know is that when we see him, we see him. We know who it is. And sometimes that situation doesn't work out. Sometimes you may be able to holler at them and you can go in 100%. But sometimes it don't work the way you think it's going to work. But that's the one you was looking for.
what do you mean by that, Aubrey?
What do you mean?
Like, what do you mean? Like, sometimes it's not what you said. Sometimes.
I think that, the big thing, man, is that like when you're thinking about dating a woman, man, all right, so fuck it, man. I'm just gonna go ahead and be frank, bro. Like
Okay.
everybody on this phone has had a wet dream, right? We've all had a wet dream. We've all been grown men, and we had this situation where we had a dream or some kind of whatever you want to call it, where we thought we were having sex with a woman, and whatever happens, right? Like,
You know,
it happens,
Funny.
right?
That's funny.
But the one that happens with in that dream, you know what she looks like. We all know what she looks like. I can tell you exactly what mine looked like. I ain't gonna tell you, Jack. But what I can tell you is that we all know who that woman is. Not, literally, but we can tell you what she looks like, her physical characteristics, and woo, woo, woo. So if you happen to run across that woman, that's your particular taste. At the end of the day, you like, man, like, this is exactly what I wanted. But if it don't work and she break your heart, what does that feel like? How do you get over that? How do you say, you know what, like, damn, this is a woman I've been wanting since I was 14 years old. And she like, yo, I'm not into you. You know what I mean? Like, you know what, man? Hold on. Let me back up. I just saw some shit the other day, bro.
That's interesting.
Last night. Yeah, it is interesting, man. But I just saw this show last night about, I don't know what it was. My girl was watching it. It was about there's like this scenario where they can take your DNA and find your perfect match. Have y'all seen this?
No.
I think I saw a commercial about it.
Yeah, they can find your perfect match as far as like who you are supposed to be with, like in love.
Can I flip?
Can
I flip it on you real quick, Aubrey? Since
please make it better. Don't make it worse.
Yeah, because the same conversation, but from a different perspective. Because I'm the only one on the call right now that's single, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know. Like, I think what you're saying there is applicable for even regardless if you're single or if you're married. But going back to what you were saying about, I thought it was funny what you were saying about the wet dream thing, because it's not the same. No one has historically had the same wet dream about the same girl.
No, everybody's different,
for
right?
history. So the way you made that sound is like you're just having this wet dream about the same girl, and you see her, and then you're like, "Yo, you're
no." But when you see her, though, when you see her, because that's everybody's personal shit, right? Like, I would never ask you, Tony B, hey, who would you have a wet dream about?
No, but when you were saying when you were in high school having a wet dream, I was like, well, you're not necessarily having but it's not about the same girl every time.
No. I'm saying, but it informs the decisions you make when you choose a woman.
No wet
question
dream?
about it. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe we should talk about that, right? Like,
Aubrey, it's called The One on Netflix.
The One.
Yeah, The One.
The one. Oh, I was just talking.
Yeah,
about.
That show. Yeah.
Yo, that shit is ill, yo. Yeah. So that shit basically. Yeah, it's like I ain't gonna promote it, but thank you. But basically, what it does is it takes your DNA, and then if anybody else puts their DNA, it'll match you to the person who is most appropriate to the love of your life. And what I'm trying to relate that to, it's dope. It's crazy, yo.
Dope.
Great idea. No, it's a great idea for TV. Bro. But what is also dope is what I'm trying to relate to. When you have, as a young man, you have a wet dream, right? That idea of who you want is matched essentially with the woman. I don't know if women have wet dreams, but whatever it is, whatever they have, then it matches that, right? So imagine being able to do that. That's some ill shit, bro. Like, if you can, and that's what we all do. Like, at the end of the day, the person that we had that initial thought about as a teenager or coming up in life, like who we want to be with sexually and mentally and physically.
But that time is past.
That's the person you always. That's the person you always look for the rest of your life, man.
But the time is past, though. So, okay,
what do you mean the time is past, bro? It has
say that theory that you just said is right. Okay, But that girl you dated in high school, you're not with her anymore, and she's married. So, like, how does that equate to
That's not
your
what I'm saying, Tony B. I'm saying
story?
it's no. What you find is the characteristics. I'm not saying that if you find this girl in high school and you think she's a one, we all think the girl in high school we found was a one.
But you're
That
not
may
thinking
not
that
be it.
same girl is the one now. Like, so you're not thinking. So,
Dude, how many times have you found a girl in high school that you thought was the one, and then 5 or 6 girls later, you always thought they were the one as well? There's
100%.
one.
But that's what I'm saying. But
No. Hold on, Tony B. You're the only one that's not in this situation. So there's a situation that happens where
That's not what situation.
no, what I'm saying, man, is that there's a turn or a time that when you find that woman that you want to be with, you realize that's the one. And when people always talk about that's the one, that's the one. So when you find that person, man, that's the one that you've been looking for. That's how I equate it, man. That's the one that I was looking for when I was a teenager. I didn't know it because I was looking for it. So
How
I
does
went
this
through
tie
a
back to
million
your wet
girls to
dreams,
even get
though?
there. Because the wet dreams, Tony B, sets the precedence.
It's
I
all
don't know
come
why
back
you
to the
keep
wet
going
dreams.
back here. Yeah. Because the wet dreams is what sets the precedence of what you're looking for, right? Because it's a dream, right? It's a dream. So you have a dream and you do
Nah,
what you
man, that
do.
shit could have been of like Pam Grier. That could have been a
Nah, bro, I'm telling you, you don't know
fancy
because you
trope.
ain't found that one yet. That's what I'm saying. Like, and I can't speak for Beto and I can't speak for Rex, but for myself, when I had a dream about the woman I wanted at that time, like 14, 13 years old, I knew who she was. I didn't know what she looked like. I didn't know where she was going to come from, but I know I was searching for that person. So I searched for that person for a long time, B. And I went through, I ain't going to tell you how many, but I went through a lot of women to get to where I am now. And I realized, like, oh shit, this is the shit I've been looking for right here. This shit fire right here. You know what I mean? Whether it's through life, through the economics we build on, or whether it's like all that. So what I'm saying is that the wet dream gives you a sense of the woman that you're looking for. You understand? Oh no.
No, I hear what you're saying. I just feel like that's just it's interesting. Now I'm thinking about what you're saying. It's interesting. I just
Nah,
never
man,
would
I'm just
I
saying,
would never
like,
would have pieced those two things.
listen, man,
together.
ain't nothing circumstance, man. Rex, I don't hear you. Rex, this motherfucker Rex is
I'm
quiet as a
telling you, bro,
motherfucker, yo.
I mean,
I'm just saying, like,
I hear
dude,
what you're
listen.
saying, man. And like I said,
So do this real quick, Tony B. Listen, let me take you on a journey right quick. You remember when you had your first wet dream?
I'm old, Aubrey. You know how long?
No,
ago that
nigga, I
was?
remember mine. So you can't not remember yours, bro. Do you remember when the first woman that you had a dream about that you had, blah blah blah
Oh
with? You know what I mean?
no, I don't
I
remember
can
the
tell you
specific
for what
person. It was
yeah,
about.
yeah.
Wow.
See, that's
That's
where
what I was
you
gonna
lost. That's where you lost right there. I remember exactly when it happened, bro.
say. So
I
like
remember
it really
exactly when
happened
it
to you.
happened. Tony was in. I don't know where the fuck Tony was. I ain't gonna say it.
I mean, I was
Listen.
probably born by the time you was experiencing
No,
this
I'm just saying, like,
in
Take me back.
so for the folks that's
1935.
listening, when men have that thing that transitions them from being a boy to a man, there's a thing that you have called a wet dream, right? Let's be real. Let's be real. So you have this wet dream situation, and then there's a certain person that is in your mind that you view that is a part of that wet dream. And me in my mind, I remember who that person is. It wasn't a particular person, but I remember what they look like. That informed.
Oh, girl from the Whispers video.
It was definitely yeah.
That might be right, Joe. That might be right.
You heard what you
But
just said. I don't know who it was, but I remember what she looked
no,
like.
I remember what they look like. I remember what they look like.
Fuck
I remember
outta
what
here,
they
Aubrey.
felt like. No. Yeah, I'm telling motherfuckers the truth. I'm kicking game, man. If you don't want to hear the game, nigga, then you take the conversation over there, nigga. But what I'm saying is that I remember what they looked like. I remember what they smelled like. I remember what they looked like. How big they were, how short they were. I remember what they were. And, y'all can deny it if y'all want to deny it. But I had that visual. So I was looking for that person my entire life, bro. Whether
Right.
they
A wet
was
dream, bro. Like that's what you looked for. Like
Trying to find that match.
you were like, man, this is the best sex I ever had. I'm trying to find this in life. Like,
it wasn't about
thought it
sex,
was, right?
bro. See, that's where you get it fucked up. I'm trying to
what the
give
fuck?
some
You
game.
just told me this is it was a wet dream. Like,
No, but I'm not. No, it was a wet dream because that's what.
you're acting like
In my-
this was like a.
That was going through his mental.
It was like a
Yeah, that's
spiritual
exactly right.
experience. Like,
Nah, bro, I'm telling you, that's what was going through my mental, man. Like, this is what I.
Aubrey
Alright,
had
I'm
a
done.
Jesus.
All right, I'm done fucking with y'all niggas. Y'all niggas talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. Goofy ass.
I was
niggas.
listening. I was
No,
listening.
y'all some goofballs, yo. I'm done fucking with y'all.
Man.
I'm trying
Like,
to put motherfuckers up some game. You know what
I
I'm
was
saying?
tapped in. You
And y'all
heard me out.
motherfuckers,
You
nah,
did.
man.
I
fuck what
am.
y'all
I'm just
talking
trying to
about,
keep
man.
up. Like, I'm getting
The
confused.
motherfucker that's laughing the most is by itself right now.
So you want to talk about that, motherfucker? What?
Oh man, Aubrey, he didn't even let you deliver.
What do you want to talk about, Aubrey? What the fuck you want to talk about?
I was trying to put motherfuckers on game. Nigga, I'm from Milwaukee, man. I was trying to put niggas on game, man. Like,
Okay,
I ain't
put us on the pimp game, Aubrey. Go ahead. Shit.
I already tried. I'm done,
He tried
man.
to
You
fix
didn't already spoiled it from your janky ass state of Illinois, Indiana, nigga. You keep to yourself, man. You keep your pimping to yourself. I'll keep my pimping to Milwaukee and Memphis. You know, I ain't talking to y'all niggas no more, man. Talk about what you want to talk about, you janky ass motherfucker.
Hilarious.
So yeah, man. Like I think at the end of the day, man, when we talk about finding the right woman, no matter how how beautiful she is, man. Like it doesn't matter how intelligent she is. A dude is gonna do what he gonna do, right or wrong. You know what I mean? Like that's just what it is, man. Like any individual, man, woman, they're gonna do what the hell they feel is right for themselves. And you can't judge a person. You can't hold on to nobody, man, that don't want to be held on to. And I don't think Sweetie is gonna have a problem not being held on to. Somebody gonna come after her. You know what I mean? Like she ain't gonna never have a problem with fans and guys and shit, probably women that want to get at her. You know what I mean? You know, Sweetie is a beautiful woman, man. Like, but no matter how beautiful you is, man, that shit don't leave you suspect from nothing. Like, you gotta understand a man's gonna be a man, whether it's right or wrong. A woman is gonna be a woman, no matter it's right or wrong. But at the end of the day, when you think about it, man, like unless you have some kind of trust situation with that person and y'all riding for each other, then what does it mean? Like if you're not riding for each other, then that shit don't mean nothing, right?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of people out here that want relationships, but then you see a lot of people out here getting flown out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, don't even mention that, Tony B. That's terrible.
Nah.
Motherfucker said, hey Rex, this motherfucker's getting flown out.
I'm
Right.
just saying at the same time,
Yeah.
like, you know,
No, that's real though. That's real.
I guess it's what's your happiness, right? Like because like you look at some of this shit and it replicates like you know or imitates life, right? Like that you know
Right.
this Birkin bags thing with like we were just talking about Quavo and Saweetie. That Birkin bags thing popped off. Birkin like saw an increase in sales off of that shit, right? Like so art imitates life, right? So like you know. I'm just saying, like, you know, all these people, you know,
I'd rather spend my money on going to Costa Rica, going to
Jamaica.
Jamaica. I'll say Jamaica. I'll go to Alabama too. It don't matter
Yeah.
where it is, as long as we can get
well,
somewhere cool. You know what I mean? Like I'd rather take my woman somewhere cool than spend a bag on a purse or some shoes.
Were
That
you
shit
in
is
Miami over the
ridiculous.
weekend?
Nah, I would never go to Miami. Not on the weekends. Not even.
so where
every
are the
month.
spots you would go and where are the spots you wouldn't go? So you said Miami, you wouldn't go. Jamaica, you would go.
I would go to Costa Rica, Jaco. I go to Jaco a lot. You know, Jaco is my shit. I would go to Anywhere. I like
I
down
go to most
south,
places.
but I like down south, meaning like not the
Not
fashionable places. You know
not
what I mean?
Atlanta.
Like I like Jackson, Tennessee, rent a crib with a pool. You know what I mean? Like I like down south country black folk shit. And then but it has to have a pool or it has to be by the ocean. But I like, one of my favorite places in the world, man, is Copenhagen. I love Copenhagen, man. I
Copenhagen
spent
is
a lot of
dope.
time in Copenhagen.
You
And
shot
I
some
think that
spots
shit is
there. Yeah,
dope. So I'm all over the place, man. I don't have one particular place, but what I would want to do is introduce my loved one or my loved ones to something they ain't never seen, like I ain't never seen. So that's what I think I would do, bro.
Yeah, I think that's like what I'm on right now. Like I want to kind of go uh someplace I haven't been, right? So like I've been looking into like spots like Hawaii, the Maldives, Tulum. But at the same time, like I also want to go like just because you wasn't able to travel last year, like I also want to go back to like Sri Lanka because I was supposed to go there last year. And then even on the local side, like shit, like I just miss moving around in the US. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like uh even fucking wilding at Miami, shit.
So you want to get to Miami and Atlanta?
But I ain't trying to really go down there. I mean, obviously y'all see those videos, uh but you know what I'm saying? Like you wanna just like I think like like this whole thing has made you want to go places you haven't been kind of thing, right?
That's a fact. And to all you squares that was down in Miami, you cats ain't safe, man. Y'all gotta relax, man. Like y'all taking that shit back to your grandmama, your aunties, your uncles, your aunties. Y'all
Oh,
some
y'all
real
sharing the
live
same apartment.
squares, man. And to them two cats that did that to that young lady, man, like I hope you cats burn.
Wait,
How
which
you
I hope
one?
the
burn?
motherfuckers die. Like
Yeah, I
for
hope
real.
y'all burn. Well, we gotta phase that out, Beto. But I think you
Wait,
cats,
which
man,
ones
you
again?
cats deserve what you deserve, man. The cats that they these two bum ass cats, man,
They
raped
drugged and
a
raped a
young
girl
lady
and she
and
died.
then she died. I
Oh
don't know
wow,
why she died, but uh
that's
I
She
think
whack
died
as
you
because
hell.
she was drugged and
yeah.
raped, I'm sure. Uh,
Yeah, I can't speak on. I don't know what it is, but I hope you two cats, man, really suffer the worst way
Yeah,
to go out, man. Straight up. I
yeah,
hope you
what up?
can. And then if I could kick you in your ass on the way out, then I would kick you in your ass. You know what I
and then
mean?
let the
Like, and I'm
door hit you.
chilling.
Yeah.
And then
Stomp on them
let
motherfuckers'
the door
balls.
hit you
Like
with
fuck them
the good
motherfuckers.
guys
Like,
spit you.
yeah.
Square ass cats. You don't
Yeah.
do
Yeah,
no shit like
that's
that,
whack.
man.
Let me just go on record and say, like, and I'm just speaking for myself, but if this on behalf of the podcast, and so be it. Like, what's going on down there is crazy, man. Like that shit is uncalled for, and motherfuckers. I know everyone wants to get back to regular life and be out and kicking it, but god damn, like, can we have common sense? Like, can we just practice common sense? Like,
I think that'll help take it a lot further.
you know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is crazy out here, man. Like,
You know what you know what I don't understand, y'all, man, is that how can these cats don't understand the science? Like the
Mhm.
science is right in front of them, bro. Like
Texas, Miami, these places are becoming like petri dishes. Like
dude,
even
no,
after
more bigger than that, Tony B. Like understand the science of what's happening, bro. Like all you guys are sitting in the crib for a reason. All right. So that means you sat down. That means that there's other people sat down, politic, build business. Take that time to do things that's going to improve your life and your family. We don't have to be out and wilding and kicking it. If you want to be out wilding and kicking it, do it with your nieces, your nephews, get them tests. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to go to one place to go do this, man, because you're going to take that back to somewhere else, man. Like,
Mhm.
y'all got to do the math, man. The math it's not that hard, man. Like, do something that's going to improve your situation. What y'all just did down there in Miami was some square ass shit. Because at some point you're gonna take that shit back to somewhere else. And y'all some square motherfuckers. And if y'all need to learn from somebody, learn from the motherfuckers that my generation with the Freaknik and all that shit. You know what I mean? Like, actually, I take that back. Freaknik was
not
wild. I
that.
take that back. Nah, we was wilding out of that motherfucker. But you
That's
motherfuckers
terrible
steal some
advice.
squares.
Do not listen to that advice.
No, but what I'm saying, y'all steal some squares, and y'all should be
Half of y'all
should be
birthing
ashamed of
from that
yourself with
fucking
that shit,
Freaknik.
man. Because this is a virus, and y'all taking that shit back. We ain't had no goddamn virus except goddamn herpes back then. So, you know what I mean? Like that shit is whatever it is. But you motherfuckers, man, taking that back to your grandmama. You know what I mean? Like don't be on that shit, man. Wisen up, man.
Anyway, speaking of families, man. Like before we wrap up, man. Like I know this is random, but since we talk about like not like protecting our families and everything, man. When it comes to like the coolest families you saw on TV, like back in the day or now or whenever, like coolest moms, dads, brothers, sisters. I mean, there were a lot, right? But I mean, who would you say was like the coolest family of all time? Like, how would they would have like could have reacted to this? Like, if this was on like a sitcom right now, like they was talking about this shit. Like, who to handle it the coolest? Like,
That's a good question, man. I think everybody on this call would say Claire Huxtable. You know what I mean? Like Claire, and I tell y'all guys all the time when we talking about this, man, Bill Cosby, the importance of Bill Cosby. What was his name on the show, Rex? Cliff Huxtable. Cliff Huxtable and Claire Huxtable.
Right.
Man, I'm taking their advice all day.
Right.
You know what I mean? They was doing the right thing. They had a successful family, a beautiful family. They was doctors, lawyers. Not that that mean nothing, but they was doing the right thing and they was making a life for their family. So if I'm gonna listen to anybody in this terminology, shit, man, I'm rocking with Claire and Cliff Huxtable. And shout out to Bill Cosby. I don't care what nobody say, man. Like y'all can hate me or love me, text me, email me, whatever you gotta say. Holler at me about Cliff Huxtable.
okay, yeah. I mean, that obviously, the Cosby's who, regardless of what went down, who can't include the Cosby's in that conversation, right? Like, what about like the Evans on Good Times though?
Good Times. Somebody was saying.
Mm.
I mean, that was a solid family unit too, man. Like,
it was a solid family unit, and I can't wait. Like, the great thing is that we went to talk to the homegirl about script writing. So I want to talk to her and bring her in about ill character development. You know what I mean? Like the archetypes of characters. But James Evans was, again, just like Bill Cosby, was one of the most important characters that ever lived in the black community.
I feel you, and I see where you're going with this, Aubrey. But before we get too far down this path, like, you're right. Let's hold this conversation for a special guest for the when we bring back the burner. You know what I'm saying? I think you're right. She'll be able to ask an insight.
So yeah, man. I think at the end of the day, man, like when we think about all the things that we talked about today, what we always try to talk about is uplifting our culture, but giving y'all 3 ways to think about that shit, right? Like, don't ever think that, the cat's on the phone, or actually now, shit, we got Beethoven, he live on the jack. So he have 4 cats on the phone, you know what I mean? But understand that what we try to get to y'all is some game so y'all can figure out who to choose from. Eat the meat, spit out the bone, and, choose what you want to choose from this, man. And none of this shit right here is like word is law. What it is our feelings and raw uncut from 4 cats that live in the Shire that's doing what they doing. And, that's what it is, man. We love y'all, man. Like, just keep rocking with us. Follow us on, wherever the fuck you want to follow us. But if not, then we'll holler at y'all in a minute.
Yo, you've been rocking with 3 Sides to a Story. Follow us on Instagram at 3 Sides to a Story, on Facebook at 3 Sides Podcast, on Twitter. Subscribe, tune in, and turn up on all podcast platforms.